What's up guys, SeanEDawgz here, and today my balls drop.
Today we're going to be looking at the Volk Goliath. This thing is an epic variant, and the 2 weapon perks it gives you, it completely changes the gun into a single fire mode, it kills in 2 shots, and it also has reduced idle sway when aiming down the sights. So my first thoughts before I had this weapon is that it sounds exactly like the Shiva from Black Ops 3. Now that I have it, that's basically what it is. It is extremely good in some long range situations, but then in others, like with close range, it's almost unusable. It basically depends on if you get the first shot. If you get the first shot, you're pretty much going to win every gunfight no matter what range you're at, because that next bullet you get on them will kill. Now the one thing I have to say about that is you need to have crazy pinpoint accuracy. If your accuracy is not amazing, then this gun will be useless for you. There's no point in buying it at all. It'll be a complete waste because you'll never get a kill. My aim is very, very good, and even with that, I don't know, I guess it's just the hit detection in this game, how it works. A lot of the bullets just don't register, and it's pretty frustrating because you only need to land 2 shots to kill, and I feel like I'm landing like 3 or 4 and they're just not registering. So if your aim isn't on fleek like all the cool kids are saying today, then this gun is a piece of garbage. Throw it in the dumpster, don't waste your salvage. Now if you do have good aim, this gun can be godly. I am playing on terminal, which helps me out a lot because the map's very big, and this is a real camp gun, long range gun. These are the situations you want to be in. Anything close range, you really need to get that first shot or you're fucked. And I'm gonna need you to completely ignore the class setup that I use in this video. I don't know what drugs I was on or what I was thinking, but I only used 8 of the 10 points in the slots, and I'm also using grip, which makes no sense at all because this is a single fire weapon. Now a lot of people would consider this a camp gun. Because it kills in 2 shots, you're really going to want to get that first shot, so camping does help a lot with that. So to help this out, you're going to want to be using quick draw and stock as your 2 attachments. Quick draw because in case you're not already aiming down the sight, you can get those sights up quickly and try to come back in that gunfight even if you don't get the first shot. And stock because you're going to want to pre-aim a lot of corners. I used this gun a lot, and I'm telling you right now, if you do not get that first shot, you're dead. It's just the fire rate's too slow and you can't come back unless the kid is absolute trash. So that is why these 2 attachments are the best to have. Now I also use an ELO sight to help with that precision. You don't want to get any missed shots, and if you have really good accuracy, the ELO can be a godsend. Now for the perks, it's essentially the same perk setup that I use on 90 to 95% of my classes. Your first perk, you're going to want to run Ghost. The reason being, you want to stay off the radar. Pretty simple concept, I said it in a lot of my videos, but Ghost is probably one of the most useful perks in the game considering how many people use the UAV. You want to stay off that, be able to flank when you need to, and remain stealthy until you engage in gunfights. Now I use a second perk 1 like I usually do, Overclock, because I use phase shift, and when you're using phase shift you can get it like every 40 seconds with Overclock, which helps out a lot because you're pretty much invincible unless someone phase shifts with you, and this can be very beneficial to getting those high score streaks. Now for perk 2, which I don't have in this class setup because I'm an idiot, you definitely want to run Scavenger. This thing only has 42 shots, and although it only takes 2 to kill, you're probably going to be shooting around 4 to 5 per person. So with that 42 bullets, you'll only be able to get like 10 kills at the max. So Scavenger is a must-have if you plan on going on score streaks. Lastly, I use Dead Silence, which is probably my most used perk in any Call of Duty, just because I like to hit those flank lanes, remain stealthy, and get those cheap kills where you don't have to actually engage in a gunfight. But that's going to wrap it up for the class setup. In terms of getting the gun, I don't know if I would do it. On some maps, you know, like Terminal, it is a godsend, and on others, like Frontier, it's almost unusable. It's a love-hate relationship. The gun can be amazing at times, at others it suffers greatly. So for that reason, I really would not recommend getting it. Even though it has the potential to be amazing, it's almost unusable at close range. It's a very frustrating gun to use, and a lot of camping is required. which is why I probably don't like it. I like to just run around the map with my head cut off, so camping does not really fit my playstyle. I would definitely go for like a K-bar or an NV4 before you pick this one up, but it is pretty fun to use because it's so unique. It is the only gun of its kind in this game, besides the M1 Garand, but that gun's also like completely different, only has 8 shots, so that one's also a little different to use. So if you want something new and different, go ahead and get it, but otherwise, the consistency in this weapon is pretty much non-existent. It's hit or miss, which is probably why I prefer like the NV4 over any gun. I know that when I engage in a gunfight, it's going to take 4 to 5 bullets to kill every single time, and I can always rely on it. This, I just can't say the same. I played a match where I went like 55-3, and then I played another where I just barely went positive. But that's just my perspective. That doesn't have to be the end-all be-all. You do as you please. You paid your 60 bucks. Go for it. You could piss people off two-shotting them across the map, but you're going to get destroyed by a K-bar. Another strategy you could use is just to, if you do plan on buying this weapon, just use this one on the long range maps and use like a K-bar on the short range maps. That'll piss people off even more because you're pretty much equipped to handle any gunfight. I don't even have this weapon, I'm just playing on a friend's account. Shout out to him, spraying bullets, he's my boy. But I will not be wasting the salvage on my personal account to buy this weapon. To me it's just a gimmick. I don't really like using these guns like the Shiva. I was never really a big fan, but I know some people are, so that's why I put up this whole gameplay. Really gives you a sense of how the gun works, the strengths, weaknesses, what perks, what class setup you should use, so you can really make the educated decision whether or not you should buy this. And one last thing, I just wanted to ask you guys a question. Right now they just released those 12 new weapon variants, including that K-bar bunker buster, and I'm approaching 1,000 keys. I don't know if I should spend them all now or just wait like a month or so until they release the next batch of weapons so I could get my hands on those. I'm just not sure what to do right now, so leave a comment down below. I'm personally thinking of saving them up because I don't really like too many of these new variants that they release. But let me know if I see a resounding yes, spend all your freaking keys, and I'll just go for it, make a video on that. It'll be a massive pack opening. But that is all for today. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below with any questions or concerns you may have, whether or not I should spend those keys. And as always, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will see you in the next video.
Entering the airspace.